Hello, the Halvik family wanted to help our world through these new times by suggesting some tips and rules you might want to consider for yourself and also to go over with your children for this age when we are going to have more webcams and microphones live in our household. We're all used to having our children watch other people on their screens, but it is a very different thing to have microphones and cameras live and hot and pointed into our own houses. You'll want to gather all of your tech together and decide which devices have cams, what is available for your microphones whenever possible. It really does help if you do have external headphones and or microphones. And if you're like our household, there will be a bit of a scramble to figure out what pieces go together and what can work and what cannot. If possible, I'm going to suggest picking a single place in your home so that it's easy to let other people know when recording is happening. Our number one rule is to notify other people in the home when microphones are hot, when cameras are on, so that you don't get things like this.
Mom, the toilet's overflowing.
Mom, when can we have an appointment for our PayPal account?
Our next tip is to consider the background of the location that you are going to open your cam to. You want to check for distractions in the background and also issues of privacy and possible embarrassment, as well as, is your background well lit? There are some very simple ways to help these situations. One is to look around your house for a blank wall. Which can quickly solve many issues. No matter what media platform you are going to share your image on, you should check to see what your cam is showing before you turn it on for other people. Most software allows you a test screen on your way in, but you can also, before you are using any of that software, there will be ways for your computer to show you what your cam is showing. If you're having issues with that, grab your phone, selfie from approximately the same place as your camera, and that will give you a good clue. Beyond looking for clutter and things that you don't want other people to see, consider light sources. If you can see that there's a window to the side, if that was any brighter, it would be very distracting. So again, a simple solution is to cut it off and use a more blank background. While you're doing this, you also might consider the light that is going to be on your face or your subject, because you do want people to be able to see you. Several of your children probably have figured out that some of these programs allow you to choose a virtual background. And while this is certainly a solution for covering up background distraction, you may not want to count on it, because as easily as it can be turned on, it can also be turned off. And not every system supports those virtual backgrounds, and they themselves can be distracting. So be aware of them as an option, but I recommend setting up safe cam locations in your home before you and your children open your home up to the wider virtual world. Every family is going to have to discuss and make their own rules as far as children taking their devices and having hot mics and cameras in their own bedrooms or in an area away from you. Have them check their backgrounds. Have them test the tech, test the lighting in the space that they want to use. There's a lot to remember when you are going to be live camming with people, and especially while you have other people in the house with you. Things that are difficult to think about at the time and things that are easy to forget as the call goes along. One of them is that if you have headphones on so that no one around you can hear what you are hearing, it doesn't mean that the people that you are talking to can't hear things that are also going around in the background space. You are going to want to make sure yourself and all of your children understand how to mute their microphones and how to turn off their cameras. The importance of this cannot be overemphasized. Again, there are things that are difficult to remember. For instance, if you mute the sound on your computer so that you cannot hear the person on the other side, that is not the same as turning off your microphone and they can still hear you. So make sure that you know how to visually check if your microphone is on and if your video is on or off. Practice with each of your family members knowing how to turn your video on and off. And also remember, on most devices, those are two different things. You must turn off the video and mute the microphone separately. It is very easy to fall into the trap of turning your video off, but leaving your microphone on. Less often, but still possible, is to turn your video on, but then I would suggest the rule that no devices go into a bathroom. There are too many examples on the internet of fully grown adults thinking that they were muted or thinking that their videos were off, thinking that they were getting away with something, and they were not. So protect yourselves, protect your children, and lay down some basic rules. It is a popular joke that all of us can wear whatever we want below the waist because that doesn't show in a usual cam shot, but it only takes one instance of standing up to go and grab something or answer one's phone before everyone gets a fuller view. So just beware and discuss it ahead of time. Another thing that our children are very likely to be doing as they take their education online is screen sharing, either watching something on their instructor's screen or perhaps even showing their instructor something on their screen. There's some important things to remember there as well. Again, before the sharing starts, you'll want to check your desktop. You'll want to check your browser and make sure there are not tabs open that you do not wish everyone to see. Talk to your children about not entering passcodes while they are screen sharing or chatting to other people on the sides of different programs. While screen sharing can be very specific, it takes a certain amount of experience to know which parts of your screen you are sharing, and not everyone's skills will be up to that point. It is often very difficult to remember that as you are screen sharing, unless you have turned off your camera, it is likely that other people are still seeing you. When you cannot see yourself on the screen, although very often you'll be floating in a little window at the side, it is super, super, super easy to forget the eyes that are watching you. You should assume at all times that you are being recorded. Most software programs, if they are the ones that are recording you, it will show somewhere on your screen, but you must assume with the number of programs out there that can simply do a screen capture that whatever gets projected from your house, it is possible for someone to record it. That is an important safety message to get through to our children. And really, that is simply a fact of life, something that we should all get used to. So we hope this has helped and given you a few things to think about so that your experience in this new world of webcamming and situations where mics are open into your house can be more comfortable and safe for you, and that we can all stay informed, get educated, and be connected.